Hello, I'm Cyril and this is my 9th Unix lab experiment. In this we'll be making interprocess communication using pipes. So we have two questions. We have to implement named pipe and unnamed pipe. So in the first one we have to write a C++ program to implement named pipes. Process 1 creates a pipe and writes a string to the pipe. Process 2 opens the pipe, reads the string and displays number of vowels in the string. So let's look in the code. This is the first process. So here in the main, here we all have all the header files, and here in the main we have two integers id and fd, and then a character buffer. So here mk node makes a new pipe, that is my pipe, and gives it the permission, that is 0755, and this FIFO shows that it is a named process. So now if id equal to 0, then the pipe is created, and if not, then the pipe is not created. So here we're going to ask the user to enter a string, and it's going to store it into s. So now the file descriptor is going to open the file with read and write permission, and then the write will have the parameters or the arguments fd, buffer, and string length buffer, and then we're going to close the file descriptor. So that was to write. Now the other one is here. What you going? This is the second process. So here again I'm going to open my my pipe file and with read and write permission, and inside the bytes I'm going to take in the number of the size of the bytes. So here in int bytes I'm going to read with the arguments as fd, buffer, and size of the buffer, and here I'm going to run a for loop as the size as my limit, and here I'm going to see if any of them is a, e, I, or u, and I'm going to count plus plus. So I'm going to increase every time I find something. So, and after that I'm going to print out the buffer in the pipe and the number of vowels. So let's run the program. So we're going to enter a string. So let's write hello world, and now we're going to run the second one. So yeah, so buffer in the pipe is hello string, and the number of vowels in this is 3. Okay, so the next is unnamed pipe. Here we have to write a C++ program to implement unnamed pipes. The parent process creates the pipe and writes a string to the pipe. The child process reads the pipe and makes all the vowels in that string to uppercase and display. So it's going to change the vowels to uppercase. So let's see the code for that. Okay, here I have the header files, and then in the main you have these variables fd, n bytes, I and id, and character string and rb. Here I'm going to create a pipe using id equal to pipe fd, and if the id is 0, then the pipe is created, and if not, then the pipe is not created. So here I'm going to get the parent process id using get pid, and then I'm going to ask the user to enter a string. So it's going to enter a string and it's going to store it into s. Then I'm going to use write and use fd, string, and string length as the arguments, and then if child is equal, then I'm going to create a child process and see if it is equal to 0, and then I'm going to get the child process and using pid and get pid, and then the bytes I'm going to take here and using the size of the byte. So inside the read I'm going to use arguments as fd, rb, and size of rb, and inside the for loop I'm going to take size of rb as the limit, and I'm going to check if rb has any of the vowels, that is a, e, I, o, u, and if there is, then I'm going to convert all of them into uppercase using to upper. So that is going to make all the vowels into uppercase, and finally I'm going to print it. So let's look at the output. That's my friend Anirudh Singh. Okay, so I'm gonna enter a string. So yeah, all the vowels would be converted to upper string here, like in this. So that was the 9 experiment. Thank you.